Have you ever felt a heaviness in your spirit that does not seem to belong to you? A sense of duty, a drive to protect, or a deep, inexplicable nostalgia for a time when life was simpler, yet harder. You look at the modern world, its noise, its complexity, its endless sedentary hours, and you feel a restlessness in your bones. It is as if your body is trying to remember a rhythm that society has forgotten. If you carry the blood of the O type, you are not merely a biological category. You are a vessel of history. You are the carrier of ancient karma. Today, we journey into the soul of your lineage. We are not speaking of medical statistics here, but of the spiritual imprint carried in the very river of life that flows through your veins. We will uncover why you feel the way you do, why you love so fiercely, and why you sometimes struggle to find peace in stillness. But before we descend into this deep wisdom, I invite you to pause. If you are a seeker looking to understand the unseen forces that shape your existence, join our community. Click the subscribe button now, not for the algorithm, but to signal your readiness to look within. Let this be the first step of our walk together. Science tells us that type O is the oldest blood type, the universal donor, but ancient wisdom suggests something far profounder. It being the oldest means you carry the first memory. You are the root, and the root must be strong enough to support the entire tree. This brings us to a concept I call the primordial responsibility. Consider this moment in your life. You are likely the person everyone turns to in a crisis. When the family is in chaos, when the workplace is melting down, who stands firm? You do. You may feel exhausted, you may want to run away, but you stay. You absorb the shock. This is your first spiritual mark. This is not a coincidence. This is the hunter's karma. Thousands of years ago, your ancestors did not survive by hiding. They survived by confronting. They were the ones who stepped out of the cave into the darkness to ensure the tribe would eat at sunrise. Today, in your office or your home, that instinct remains. You feel an intense need to provide, to solve, to hunt for solutions. But here is the shadow side of that strength, and perhaps you recognize this, the inability to lay the burden down. In the natural world, the predator rests deeply after the hunt. But in the modern world, the hunt never ends. You have bills to pay, expectations to meet, notifications pinging. Because your spirit is wired for high-intensity resolution, the low-level, constant stress of modern life is poison to you. You find yourself becoming angry, inflamed, or burnt out, not because you are weak, but because your engine was built for sprinting, not for the slow decay of waiting. This leads us to the physical manifestation of your spirit. Type O typically carries higher stomach acid. A doctor sees digestion, wisdom sees a fire element. You have a fire in your belly, literally and metaphorically. Think about how you feel when you are stagnant, when you sit too long, when you are not moving toward a goal. You don't just feel bored, you feel toxic. You feel a corrosive energy rising within. This is your internal fire turning against you because it has nothing to consume. Nature reveals that fire must be fed or it destroys the hearth. Your karma demands action. You are not designed to be a passive observer of life. When you feel that depressive fog or that sudden irritation, understand it is your spirit demanding movement. It is the warrior within asking, where is the battle? Where is the mountain? If you do not give your spirit a hill to climb, it will create a mountain out of a molehill just to have something to conquer. Deep down, you know this truth. You process emotion physically. Other types might analyze their feelings with words. You feel them in your gut. This is the instinctual chord. Type Os are often described as having strong intuition. But let us look deeper. This is not magic, this is high fidelity survival awareness. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately known who was lying or who was in pain even before they spoke? That is your cellular memory scanning the environment. You carry the shepherd's anxiety. The shepherd cannot afford to ignore the snapping twig in the forest. However, this heightens your spiritual burden. Because you sense everything, you carry the emotional debris of others. You are the universal donor, not just of blood, but of energy. You give until you are hollow. You absorb the toxic emotions of your partner, your children, your colleagues. The universe seeks balance. If you are the one always giving, you attract those who are always taking. This is the karmic trap of type O. You must learn the difference between helping and carrying. Helping allows others to grow. Carrying them cripples their soul and exhausts yours. There is a powerful law of nature. The tree that gives all its sap to the earth will dry out and die. You must learn the spiritual art of conservation. Now, let me share a crucial mantra with you. A phrase to break the cycle of over-giving and burnout. I want you to write this in the comments below, right now, to seal this intention. Write, I honor my origin. Let those words settle in the public space as a declaration. I honor my origin. Moving deeper, we must address the fight or flight imbalance. It is said that type Os have a slower time clearing stress hormones like cortisol. Why? Because when the ancient hunter faced the tiger, the stress response needed to stay high until the danger was truly gone. In your life today, an email is not a tiger. A rude comment is not a tiger, but your spirit reacts with the same primal intensity. This creates a state of chronic vigilance. You are always waiting for the other shoe to drop. This vigilance creates a spiritual callus. You might find yourself becoming cynical, overly protective, or emotionally walled off. This is not lack of love, it is the armor of the sentinel. To heal this, you must return to the rituals of release. Intense physical exertion is not just exercise for you, it is exorcism. You must sweat out the trauma, you must move the energy. Quiet meditation often fails you because the mind is too loud. Instead, find meditation in motion. Run, lift, dance, build. Let the body exhaust itself so the spirit can finally listen to the silence. There is also a profound loneliness in the type O soul. Being the first or the leader is a solitary path. You look around for someone to lean on, and often you find no one strong enough to hold you. This is the solitude of the mountain peak. But reflow this perspective. You are not lonely because you are unlovable. You are solitary because you are the foundation. The foundation is buried in the dark so the house can stand in the light. Understand that your need for meat, for protein, for intense fuel is symbolic. You need substance. You cannot survive on fluff. Not in food, not in relationships, not in conversations. You crave the real, the raw, the authentic. Superficial interactions drain you faster than physical labor. So, how do you lift this ancient karma? How do you transform this burden into a blessing? First, accept your nature. Stop trying to be the gentle, passive flower. You are the oak. You are the rock. There is dignity in that. Second, establish boundaries as a spiritual practice. Saying no is your way of preserving the universal donor's supply. Third, reconnect with the earth. Your blood is the blood of the soil. Walking barefoot, gardening, being in nature. This is not a hobby for you. It is a recharge station for your soul. Your journey is not about escaping the burden. It is about realizing that the burden is actually your power. The weight you feel is the weight of your own capacity. You are strong enough to carry it, provided you remember to put it down and rest. You are the protector, the provider, the way maker. This is not a punishment. It is a high calling. If this message resonated with the deep, unspoken parts of your soul, if you felt recognized in this mirror of words, then I invite you to take this commitment further. Do not let this just be a video you watched. Let it be the start of a transformation. Click the subscribe button. By doing so, you are making a promise to yourself to honor your design, to manage your fire, and to walk your path with awareness. You are not alone on this journey. We walk together.